Alex Warren, Ordinary. Official video. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
They say the holy water's watered down, and this town's lost its faith. Our colors will fade eventually, so if our time is running out,
his voice sounds older than he looks. Do a little laundry action.
A masterpiece. Oh my, love. I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down till we're dead and buried on the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your vibe. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so wild of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground of your sanctuary. Shatter me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found hope.
Objectively good song. Objectively good jacket. Here's the chords. So the beginning has got that E minor, D major. I don't know if that's the exact notes. We'll get it because I'm sure verse 2 will have more of that, maybe. I love a good simple chord progression. This song shines through its production and it builds, right? It builds up through the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus instead of like changing chords all the time like some other songs do, which I love, but also I love this even more because it makes this part of the video a lot easier. It's just two very simple, very basic chords. I heard it right away. All I have to do, I don't have perfect pitch, so I do have to find the note, and luckily I started with E because it's that guitar song, so I was like, okay, it's probably an E, right? I don't know, E minor, that is. So we were right there, E minor, and then I know it went down a whole step to D major. I could hear that. That's a very common, simple thing you hear a lot. But then the chorus, up to G, up to B minor. I think it's an A major, so. Not as basic as you'd think. That'd make it, for you modal nerds, that's an E Dorian vibe. I would just call it E minor because Dorian is minor, Phrygian's minor, Aeolian's minor. I don't like using the terms other than just to use the terms, right? It's fun to use modal terms, but it's not necessarily that helpful. What's more helpful is saying the chords. E minor to a D major, but it's in first inversion, meaning the third of the chords on the bottom. So before, we played the D was on the bottom. This time, the third was on the bottom. That third wants to go to G, which is where it goes. So that was when the note was up higher. If we're doing it like this song does it, the note's down lower. And I was thinking it was A minor. As soon as I played the A minor, it sounded wrong. So my ear was telling me one thing, but then when I checked my work, right, you can find you still have to use your ear, but you can see that, oh, whoops, it's not A minor. A minor would be in the key of E natural minor. But since it's A major, what did I say? A minor would be in the key of E minor, natural minor, Aeolian, if you will. But since it's an A major, that puts us in a different key. Technically, I think that kind of puts us in like a B minor vibe. All that's just to say that it's very basic, but not as basic as it could be. It's got a nice little twist. It sounds natural to the ear, though. The angels up in the clouds. That resolves. to a B minor. So the melody's kind of in B minor there. So that's why I wouldn't say E Dorian, because while E Dorian is D major and D major is B minor, those are all the same key signatures. I would say it's in B minor because that's where the melody resolves. Now, let's see. Do. Very cool. What did I want to say there? There's the rhythms he's doing is sweet too. This is in what's called 6/8. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. That means there's 6/8 notes before things repeat. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. It could be in 4/4, which is 4 quarter notes. 1 2 3 4. Right? I guess technically you could do 4/4 with a tuplet feel, with a shuffle, with a swing, with another fancy word. But what we're hearing is a very natural sounding song. Let's keep going. That one, so if we're going 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2, oh my oh my na 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 na. Very cool. Subdivisions. Let's listen to this. We heard this already, but B minor all day. Same chords, but now we're on a bridge or an extended chorus.
Something so out of the ordinary. How are you laying me down to a dead?
Cool. So that was either an extended chorus or a bridge. I'm not sure yet. Probably a bridge. If they only do it once, I would call it a bridge. If they do it at the end of the next chorus, I would call it just the extended chorus, right? It's twice as long. Same chords, different melody, different words. Welcome to my first official episode of How to Dress Badassery. Badassery. How to dress properly for music. Look at his jacket here. Got it open. It's a modern vibe, right? Look at this thing. It's got a nice strong collar, but underneath, dude, he's got that Henley, the 2-button Henley, right? It's basically a t-shirt, but one step fancier, which makes you look a little better, right? Also, that bottom half, dude, baggier jeans. Not totally baggy, but it's not skinny jeans anymore, right? So if you're on stage and you're rocking the skinny jeans, you best hope you're playing 80s metal, right? I say that as someone who used to straighten his hair and wear women's jeans, the skinniest ones I could find. And boy, did I feel badass. So I think this is a cool look if you're playing this kind of music. I think I'm going to do that a lot more because what I found, I'm going to do a lot more like visual analysis too, because what I find is putting a package together, putting a brand together is equally as important as the music. And I know people argue it's about the music and stuff. It's like, yeah, you could say that, which I've said for 20 years, but the truth is, if you look like the music you play with some, you don't have to be cookie cutter, but if you look correct like this guy does, nothing fancy here. He could walk down the street in that, but he could also perform in that. In fact, we should look up live videos and see what he actually performs in. It might have a little bit more bling, a little more jewelry, a little more jewelry. Longer than his shirt. That's a big thing right there. I think it's very important to dress the part right, but like for me, playing live music, it's like you work the heck out of the songs, and eventually it's like, well, what else can I do to get more? Like I could get the guitar part that much more in time and that much more in tune to add 1% to the entertainment value to the people in the crowd, or I could, wear some nice high-rise button-up wool trousers and a button-down black shirt with white buttons and no pockets and a slimmer fit, and focus on the fit is what I'm saying. I just wore that at a live show and I felt pretty good about it. Instead of just wearing my normal clothes saying, oh, it's all about the music, people get it. It's like, no, put on a show. At least that's my opinion right now. It could change as it was different before, and everybody's entitled to their own thoughts on that topic. But the main reason I bring it up is because it's fun, right? I could wear different things and add 50% more value to the show because it looks right? It looks fun. It looks cool. The whole band has their own look, and it makes people in the crowd go like, heck yeah, dude, this is cool. It's not just a bar band anymore, right? All right, I've rambled. Let's. I might cut all that out. Let's finish this up.
Find something so out of the ordinary. How are you laying me down to a dead and buried?
Harmonize
On the
it.
edge of your night, staying drunk on your vibe.
Oh, they switched to this
The
riff.
angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You
Yep.
got me kissing the ground.
Oh, they're flying, dude. Ooh, clean. Did you see that bandana action? That's clean. That's the little pop of action. Look, and he's got some bracelets and a watch on. He's got his bling. He's got his Adidas on his feet. Also, look, his jacket's on, dude. When did that happen? It looks like he's got, this is like a sweater. It's more like a quarter zip, but it's button style. Look. Boom, it's got the buttons instead of the zipper, and it's a thicker thing. I thought it was like a, anyway, let's run through this thing real quick. So this part, the way to figure that out, and I figured out, I heard it was an E minor chord, then I heard it was a D major chord, and I'm hearing the roots, right? And then once I hear the roots, then I try to listen to the high notes. So I heard on the top, so I guessed triad here. And luckily that was right. Now if that wasn't right, I might have had to like mess around with some notes. Right? You might hear a song that sounds like that, which is the E minor but without the third, so it could be an E major or an E minor, right? It could be major or minor. But since it leaves the third out, it's just 1, 5, 1. Or in rock music we call that a power chord. So I've talked a lot about the peripheries of this song. There's plenty of channels, I'm sure, that talk about the lyrics and the actual like final product, which is great, but I like to dissect and go in deep with each little part of the song, the video, sometimes the lyrics if you catch me on the right day. But my favorite part of this song was definitely that chorus, just melody, dude. And that B that it ends on is a note that's in the E minor chord. So even though we're going, and you'd want that to resolve to B minor sometimes, right? But you could also, it's so much better, right? So it's congruent. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, my name is Taylor. I play guitar and I like to analyze the songs that you love and figure out what makes them great. If you enjoy that, please subscribe. Thank you.